Hey guys, well, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the Camaro, and before we do that, let's dance off. Alright, now that you're tired of me shaking my butt and dancing around, it's time to get down to work. So, what we're going to do is change some things in here that have been needing to be changed for a while now. Basically, the motor mounts on the frame side needed changed out. Not because they're bad or anything, it's just the original mounts. And instead of spending over $100 to get mounts for the motor to bolt onto that and or mounts for the frame rails, you think smart. You go up to O'Reilly's and you buy the right motor mount. Now, part number right there, I think these are $10.99 a piece, and the part number is A2292. Basically, we're changing this out on the frame rails because I'll just show you with clamshell, or what we call the clamshell that's on the motor. This is solid. This bolts straight to the motor. This has a rubber bushing inside of it. That way, whenever they're bolted together like so, all the vibration from the motor goes straight through this motor mount instead of through the car. On the car, it's a different story. I'll show you. These are here. You can't, you can, but look at how much play you have. Okay? And this is solid, and this is solid. Could you put washers in there? 100%. Would you make it a solid mount motor? Yes. Would you feel all the vibrations, the misfire, the hard shifts? You would feel all of that. This right here is going to bolt right to the frame rail and take place of those, and it's going to have the rubber bushing already built into it, so on and so forth. The original motor mounts for this car, long gone, but they would have had the rubber on the motor side to take the vibration there. So we're just not reverse engineering, we're just updating. So, and I know this might seem stupid, but it's stuff that needs to be done and stuff that can be overlooked. So, well, let's get to blowing this thing apart. Most of this stuff has just been lightly put together. I'm going to call this the fender bolt can because, well, to be honest, you need somewhere to put all the bolts. 7/16 bolts up front and 9/16 bolts out back. Did I put a bolt in? I don't remember. Oh, I did. Shape. Just be aware, any fender washers, like if you're taking this stuff off, count how many fender washers you have on these bolts here, possibly down here. If you have washers on the inside, outside, pay attention to all that. And as you take it apart, mark it, bag it. Everything is just rough fitted. Not really too much of a concern because I have not fitted for gaps or anything yet. this is like Tetris. All right. Taking my core support out too. All right. Here's that. Now, the fun part. This used to look so nice. All right. All right. Now that everything's blown apart and blown off, you got 3 bolts that are 9/16 head. They're fun to get to. You have to go up through the cross member. We'll see how this works out. Yes, my creeper's broken. Don't judge me. So, shallow. You're gonna need a swivel. Get yourself a swivel socket. There's one. Found my first flag on the play. I did not accommodate for that. So, motor mount 1 is off. Motor mount 2 is still on. I'm going to use this as a reference because I did not factor in that the bolts were not wide enough. So, either A, mount it there, or B, mount it further forwards. I think right here matches almost where the other mount is. I got to do some measuring, which I mean, it's kind of sitting in place where it should be. And I don't want to fuck this up, because if I fuck this up, I fuck up drive shaft length, I fuck up where the distributor sits, if it's going to hit the firewall, whatnot. It's not super close, but it's probably close enough that you definitely notice. So, let me get my tape measure out and start measuring. Alright, so this is the motor we're going to be working with. Now, I know it doesn't look that great on the outside. Alright, so not a bad looking motor inside and out. Give me a second, let me throw these back on. This motor, okay. This is the motor we're working with. I'm just pulling the intake off right now so you all can see down inside that, well, I believe this is a crate motor. And I'm not thinking anything like crazy crate motor. I don't think it's a Jags or a ZZ4 or something like that. I just, okay, pull that off or out of the way. I know lighting's not great, but that's almost as clean as you want to find them. And I mean, out of a car that was wrecked, I took a chance on this motor and was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna try. Now, the reason why I say I think it's a crate motor is there's a tag here. Somebody want to do some research on it, they can. But it's a 3970010 is the casting number. I have had the pan off. I cleaned that up and sealed it all because, well, I didn't want to leave it open air and whatnot. It is a 2-bolt main, sadly, but around here we'll take what we can get. So this cast iron intake will probably not be the one that stays on it. This is going to be a driver. Hoping for a good winter of time to work on this thing and make some content with it, maybe some content with the money, because we need some content on that thing. It's been a minute. I moved it in here 2 weeks ago. I bet you I get in, turn the key, pump it 3 times, boom, fires right up. That's my baby. But I don't want to do that right now because I don't got it. Well, I'll find the computer. You know what? You guys talk me into it. She'll fire up. Wait for the fuel pump. Are you gonna pick up? That thing, fuel pump's not really picking up the, there's probably a gallon of fuel in it, so it's not priming real well, but we'll move on. She starts, she runs, but we have to figure out the motor mounts on this. I might have to drill a couple holes. This bolt tightened in. I might have to drill for this hole, and this hole. But that's what factory looks like. So, and I mean, it's wider, generally speaking. I think we're right in the same ballpark. Like, it's so hard to describe that I really don't want to take both of them off and set it in and it be cockeyed or too far back and distributor up against the firewall. The whole 9 yards. What we're going to do is move some things around the garage, get the engine hoist in here, and get this thing chained up and ready to go back down in. So, or go in for the first time, not back down in. Go in, and we're going to get it set up. Period. We're going to get this thing set up so we can mock up, see if I'm too far back, too far forwards, so on and so forth. If I have it on the driver's side mount and the passenger side mount is about the same distance roughly, I know I could take the motor, take it out, and move on. In my head, that's my theory, is as long as one fits in where it's supposed to be close to, and say I could slide a bolt through it, and the other one will be close to the same, I'll mark it all out and drill it and we'll be home free. Maybe. I don't know. had the motor in here. What does that look like? I don't know. It kind of looks like this. It's sitting cockeyed, but it's actually not. It's sitting straight. So, what else you gonna do? But, let me move so you can actually see. Is grab a drill bit, not plug it in, or grab a drill, grab your extension cord, plug her in, and well, hope for the best. There's one. That's two. Let's see if my bolts fit. Ta-da! There's one. There's two. Man, I look fat and yellow. So I'm gonna tighten these up real quick, put these in and tighten them up, and gonna pull out the other one, and then I'm gonna put one bolt in it, and then we're gonna test fit the engine again. I'll see you when I test fit the engine. Just one bolt in it, kind of see where we're gonna sit with this. I think we're pretty square. We're not too bad off. Man, I can't wait to get these chains off and then throw the front clip back together. Oh. Sadly, this will probably not be the last time this motor is in and out. It will probably be out at least another time or two, we'll say. I do have a jack supporting the rear of it. I have both motor mounts in, or motor mount bolts in. I gotta drill the last 3 holes on this side and then bolt it up, and that will be done while I have it in and secure. I'm gonna mark my holes. So that way, as I pull this thing out, if it comes off square where I have it right now, which I really don't think I'm pointing one way or another more than anything. It looks relatively in there, and it looks factory. See? Not too bad for a shade tree mechanic. I could easily, god dang. Camera woman's doing a fantastic job. I could easily put the transmission on and set it in there, but that transmission, I will tell you, is toast. I don't know. I kind of got to clean up shop, and I think I might hit it tomorrow. I might just leave this where it's at because, well, I'm beat. And I'm tired. It's not late, man. It's getting late for this old man, so I'll catch y'all in the morning. I came out here this morning, drilled the holes, and got the motor set in. Set the chain over there. Yeah, I got the motor set in. I got a ratchet strap holding it up, and we seem to be relatively square. I got maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches space between the distributor and the firewall, which was my main concern. I didn't want to set this thing too far back by accident and not be able to get the distributor in. But, so it's in here. I got some more work that I can do to it. I got to change the intake out. I'm going to change the valve cover. I got to find headers, exhaust, so on and so forth. I got to find the transmission. The transmission that I have for this thing is toast. It needs rebuilt. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, it needs rebuilt. I don't know what happened. The parking pin was busted out of it when it was rear-ended in the 79. But it don't matter. Period. It's just one step closer. I know this is done, so at any time I can pull this motor out, do work to it, whatever, throw it back in, blow the front end apart. Plus, I earned about, we'll just say I earned myself 6 feet of garage space because of this thing being out of here, or off the floor. But now it's time to throw it back together and see what it looks like. I gotta go grab one more piece. One more piece. Push. Oh, this shit. Got it. Okay. More than one piece. I don't want to show you quite yet. I don't want to show you quite yet. Man, that's a whole lot to look at. And I will tell you, that front end makes everything so worth it with it. Man, you want to see it? I don't think you're ready to see it. Look at that. Would you just look at it? Everything is loosely put together. Like, fenders are loose, nose is kind of loose. I wanted to see how well it would line up, relatively speaking. I may have to try to get a different upper nose because this one is it's, you can't see it, but I can. There's like an 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch gap here, and I've worked on this nose off camera a lot. It's been a pain, really has, but yep, that's motor in there. I'll find something to hold this up that I trust. Nope, don't got anything. So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of speechless at this point because, well, you guys have been along for the journey, but this car has been on a journey for many years. One, I don't know how long it hasn't had a front clip, but I've had the car for 2 years. I've had the car long enough that it didn't have a front clip when I bought it. Now it has a front clip, and has a hood. It hasn't had a motor in it, and I would possibly say 30 years. Hasn't even had a motor or transmission setting in it in 30 years. So, needless to say, that's in itself is a big accomplishment for me because personally, I don't know. I got motivation to work on it, but I don't got the budget to work on it. But for 20 bucks, you can get these motors swapped in here. They don't look too bad. See? Be nice with a supercharger, turbo. I'm kidding. That's outside the budget. Way outside the budget. Or is it? It probably is. So, but want to mess up the fenders too bad. With that being said, it's one less thing I have to worry about. One cheap budget thing that I can do to it. Did to it. If I could talk, would be on point, but I can't. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go in and grab some lunch. I've earned it. With that being said, it's your project. Do it your way. This is how I'm doing mine. Deuces.